Hey guys, this is Jerry. I am here with my friend Sonia. Let me see if I can bring her in. Sonia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey Sonia, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I you know, you're so talented. So many areas that I've known you. I don't. You're doing so much stuff, but really, where your passion is right now is in what?
So right now, I work for Vitalent. We're formerly known as United Blood Services. So we are the blood bank in the South Texas area, meaning the Rio Grande Valley.
Okay. And you're in South Texas yourself, right?
Yes, I
That's your home
am.
base. Okay. So,
Yep.
I thought you were with the nonprofit that does the blood bank stuff.
So we are a nonprofit.
Okay.
Absolutely. We are a nonprofit. We are nationwide. We do provide blood to all of our sister blood banks throughout the U.S.
Okay. And right now, you guys must be really in an interesting type of situation, right?
We really are in a very interesting situation with just in general, normally we always need
Right.
blood to sustain our local hospitals, but this is a whole other level. So now we're transitioning into not just needing blood, but needing convalescent plasma from those who are survivors of COVID-19.
So, okay, maybe we jumped too far ahead of us.
Yeah.
COVID. Hey, how you doing? How are you? It's been a while
We're
since you come and
quarantining, but
visit us in Houston.
I know, I know. I was there probably for, I want to say it was on and off in Houston for maybe about four months, and we could just never figure out the
Yeah.
right time to all of us get together. But next time, I promise I'll be there
Yeah,
with you and your
I'm sure you have
family.
to see Michelle's babies and stuff too. Like all of them are growing
Yes,
up, and she's having another one.
I know. I'm so excited
I hope
for
she's
her.
okay that I shared that out with people.
I'll take one off her hands because she has beautiful
I
babies.
know. I told her we could sell some of them, get some good money.
Well, let's not. We
This is
can
not the
discuss that
subject of
offline.
this video. But before COVID, you were mainly, I mean, dealing with just a lot of blood. I mean, forgive my ignorance, but just blood, right? What was the
Yes.
biggest What was the biggest portion of your business? I mean, of the nonprofit.
So our biggest, our job, my job is, so I am the recruiter, the senior recruiter for all of Cameron County.
Hmm.
So my job is to make sure that we're hosting blood drives, throughout the whole county, and bringing in the blood that is needed to sustain our local hospitals here in the valley.
Did you see a
On
slowdown from when COVID started picking up? Did you see it slow down?
Oh, absolutely. It was overnight. We went from having, possibly, over 100 blood drives a month to having zero. I want to
Wow.
say, I mean, it was almost overnight that, once we started hearing, and getting our updates from Governor Abbott, from our local judges, from our mayors, um, the shelter in place, self
Hmm.
isolation, quarantining, all of that just happened, and it was boom. Um, it was just almost overnight
Yeah,
that
it shut
we
down
were
pretty
getting
much, right?
calls. Yeah, yeah, we were getting calls, and it was basically, hey, listen, or we know we have a blood drive scheduled tomorrow, next week, at the end of the month, and it became, listen, we're so sorry. We support you guys. We love doing our blood drives. You guys are amazing with us. But right now, our directive is to cancel any additional activities
Yeah.
um, that are not essential to our business. So it wasn't just our schools.
Hmm.
It was our colleges. It was our government facilities. It was some of our businesses. We have real estate facilities that host blood drives for us. We have high schools. We have elementary schools. We bring in the parents and the staff. I mean, it was just almost overnight. So we struggled. And then, of course, as time went on, you saw updates and orders from our governor that even surgeries were being rescheduled unless they were essential and life-saving surgeries.
Yeah. Oh,
Anything that
absolutely,
was,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
stopped them all.
they did. Yeah, so
Were
we have
there
to make sure.
were there
Go
any
ahead.
type of questions, and maybe people had concerns and didn't know if certain things were true? Can you get COVID through a blood? I know this sounds silly, right? But can you? Did you have people calling and asking questions, and these are not true though, like concern?
Right. So no, and Jerry, it's not a silly question. I mean, there's no silly question because a lot of people just don't know. So no, you cannot. There's no evidence that you can contract COVID-19 through a blood transfusion.
Okay.
Quite the opposite. What we're doing right now is, the convalescent plasma. Some people that have survived, they have these strong antibodies in their plasma that they can come in and donate themselves to save others that are not doing so well and that are in the hospitals. And we're
Yeah.
transfusing the plasma of the survivors into those that are in dire need in the hospitals.
So
So,
so now I think we're getting into during COVID and post COVID, meaning now this is where your a lot of your effort is now focused on, right?
so yes and no, because there is always a demand for blood. On a daily basis, we need about 175 units of blood to maintain our hospitals.
And is that
For
in your area, right?
In our area, yes.
How many
That's
humans is
just
that?
our area. Oh, wow. So one donation can save up to 12 premature babies' lives and up to three
Oh, this is
adult
stuff
lives.
that a lot I never knew about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So one
Yeah. So,
person donating, right?
well, it's just one person donating. And that's, whole blood. If they donate a red blood cell, which is a different type, you can save up to 24 premature babies' lives and up to 6 adult lives. Then there's platelets, for cancer. Then there's plasma. I mean, there's different components of blood, but sure, of course. I mean, there's always a demand. There is no substitute for blood, which is very different, than other places that collect any type of blood product.
Let me interrupt you real quick. If any of you guys have any questions for Sonia related to blood and COVID and convalescent plasma, right? And how it works, I have questions but we're going to find out who qualifies, who should be, what dates and stuff, because what I saw, like certain time frames are pretty are healthy or the best optimal time, right, to get someone with that.
Absolutely. So if someone was diagnosed, with the doctor's orders at the hospital, the clinic, wherever you went and you were confirmed with COVID-19, you've already, your symptoms are over, you're done, you've been released. So there are all different kinds of things that, that you can do. So you do have to wait a certain amount of time. It does vary from place to place, but as long as you're symptom free for about 14 days,
Okay.
and you have had a negative result from your doctor, your clinic, your hospital, you can go into your local blood bank. So here in South Texas, it's Vitalant. In your area, I believe you're in Houston, Jerry, so that's Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast.
So
Okay.
Gulf Coast Regional, I think is what that's called.
Let's pull them up
right
real
over in
fast.
your area. Yep, Gulf Coast Regional Blood Center.
Gulf Coast Regional. Okay, here we go. Gulf Commit for Life, right?
Or giveblood.org, I think is what I saw. There you go.
And let's see, are they doing come on, let's go to the homepage. Oh, you have to log in. Oh, wait, never mind. Here's their page, giveblood.org.
Giveblood.org.
See, permanent space
There you
down.
go.
Are they talking about plasma, like convalescent plasma?
They probably are. Maybe scroll down just a little bit.
Sure. Tell me
There
when.
it is, right on the very top. Right on the very top, Jerry.
Right here?
Up on the banner.
Oh,
up
right
higher.
here. Learn
Yep.
how you can help.
Yep.
All right, let's see what they're saying. Ah, there it is.
Yep.
They are doing it.
Yes. Yeah. Every blood bank right now, like I said, yes, there's always a dire need for blood.
Right.
Because you just don't know. We always say, if this happens, if there's ever a mass shooting, if there's ever a car accident or a fire or, a surgery where you need to have this, where we need blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's not if, it's when. Look at what just happened. It literally happened. We saw it coming from overseas, and it just gradually kind of like, hey, like, this is kind of happening. This is coming, but yeah, it's not going to affect us. No, it did. And we felt it. So it's not if, it's when. And so our job is to always be prepared in case something like this happens. For instance, the mass shooting that happened in El Paso.
Were you guys sending blood up there?
Well, so our sister blood bank is in El Paso. There was actually a blood drive going on right at the mall when that happened.
Oh.
I mean, donors on the bed donating as that was happening. So
wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so luckily we had blood that had been donated from a school just 3 days prior. So when you donate blood, there's a 72-hour waiting period. And during that time, the blood is actually quarantined and it's tested.
Right.
So it is tested to make sure that it is safe and that it is healthy to go straight to our hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
So, we did have blood that was on our shelves ready to help save lives. And that location, my goodness, there was people waiting for hours outside of the blood center of our blood bank.
Which at y'all's?
Yeah, at Vitalent in El Paso. So just there was so much outpouring of support from the businesses, from the community, that we just could not take them all. So we started making appointments, and we felt the effects of that for a couple of weeks after, because people were just wanting to come in and support.
Yeah, look at that. I'm showing photos of people donating.
See it? Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
And when was that during the summer, last summer?
That happened right in the beginning of August, I believe.
Shoot, so it was hot out there, and people still went out there. It was
hot out there. People went out there. They were waiting. I mean, they waited. I mean, there was water being given out. You see these people, they all have water in their hands.
Yeah.
And normally, people they want to go in, they want to go out, but these people knew exactly the reason why they were donating. All these people that were shot needed it. And, when someone's shot or someone has cancer or they're having an organ transplant, or, chemo and cancer and things like that, they don't just use 1 unit of blood. Sometimes somebody's using 30 units of blood over a 2-3 day period.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's something it's interesting. So no, I know that I'm not in Houston, but the demand is still real in any area of the country that we're at. So if any of your viewers did have COVID-19 and want to really make a statement and say, hey, listen, I had this, I survived.
Yeah.
I want to do something to give back to help those that may not have been as lucky as they were to have those strong antibodies in their plasma.
So let me ask you something. When you get COVID, or when you are showing symptoms of the virus, they check antibodies, right, to kind of tell where you're at with the virus. Is that how it works?
Well, so they're checking your temperature. They're checking, like they're asking. There's a whole questionnaire where you've been, if you've come into contact with anybody. They're trying to see if it's community related, or if it's because you're in contact with somebody else. But all of those questions are asked in a private interview with you and with the technician at your local blood bank.
Okay.
And so they test all of that to see, your highs, your lows. And this is where having the plasma and those antibodies from survivors to other people that were not as lucky.
So when you have the virus and your body learns how to defeat it or subdue it, you develop these antibodies, correct?
Yes.
IgM, I think I remember research IgM, IgMG,
Mhm.
There's these, and so when you have those, they still remain in your body for a couple weeks after you cure from it. I mean, you
Yeah.
meet.
Yes. So they're still in your body. And that's why it's so important that once you've recovered to go in, once you've recovered and once you're past your 14-day limit window, once you have received a negative,
Go get
result from
retested,
your,
right? Stuff like that.
yep, your clinic, your doctor's office, your physician or hospital. And then they will say, hey, go ahead and go to Gulf Coast, go ahead and go to Vitalant or to whichever blood bank you're at. And then that's when you can go in and donate. The process is simple. We know one of the hardest parts of my job is getting people to donate blood. They're afraid, or they're afraid of needles, or it's going to
Yeah,
hurt, or,
absolutely.
hey, that's my blood, I don't want to give it away. But your body reproduces this blood within an hour. It's new, fresh blood. I can tell you that the one thing that we hear all the time is, it's going to hurt, I'm afraid. Like, oh my God, I'm terrified of needles. If when you go to the doctor's office and they prick your finger
Mm-hmm.
to check your iron, your hemoglobin, that is actually more uncomfortable than donating blood.
So, if you have what do they call that? Oh, look who said hello.
Hi, Michelle. Hello, beautiful mama.
If you have what do you call it when you're deficient on iron? I forgot the term.
Anemic.
Anemic. If you're anemic, you can't donate blood, right?
Right. So if you're anemic, so sometimes people are diagnosed anemic with their doctor and they've got you on medication to try to bring up your iron and stuff. But sometimes people are anemic throughout the day, and sometimes they're anemic one day and not the other.
Oh, it goes up and down, right?
Yeah, so it varies. So there's some times where when I donate, my iron is lower on my left finger, but it's like
Interesting.
really good on my right.
Okay.
So they'll usually always check you, just to make sure. But
Does that
people
affect your
always,
ability to donate plasma, though?
nope. Well, yes, because you still have to qualify. We still want healthy donors. So there's several different qualification factors. So one, you have to meet the weight criteria.
You mean
So
within
when
your
you
weight
donate
range,
blood,
right?
yes. So it's based off of your weight. It's based off of your height. So your weight is one.
Are you saying that I'm
Your
fat? Is that what you're saying? Is that
you
what you're
never
saying?
even said that.
No,
I
but
didn't even ever say that.
but obviously
Put
you
it
want
towards it by
someone
now.
that has a certain range based on their height and male, female body.
Right. And the reason for that is because, there's only so much blood in your body.
Oh,
So it
okay.
has to be, this much weight, this much height, to make sure that there's enough blood, and to make sure also for the safety of the donor so that there's no reactions.
Michelle posed a good question. Do you see that?
What blood type is in the most need? So we always need every blood type. So I will tell you, O negative is the most rare. And so O negative is the most rare. So we always want O negative to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is because, so say there's a shooting or there's a car accident and that person is unconscious, and they cannot talk to tell you like, hey, oh, by the way, I'm A positive or I'm AB positive.
Right.
They can't tell you, they are not awake. So O negative is universal. And that's the first thing that the doctors in the hospital are going to reach for. Hey, O negative can be used for anybody. Oh, Michelle, I hope yeah, you just went on the hit list right now. As soon as you have that baby, you are donating.
We're gonna get her. Oh, that's another
Yeah, we're
good.
going to get you.
What about this question?
So that question,
Yeah.
can pregnant pregos donate? No, you cannot. Your baby needs all the blood it can
Oh, so
get
that's
right
true.
now.
A pregnant woman can't come in and give blood, right?
No, because she may need it, her baby may need it. And so, no, that's absolutely no. But that is a great question. We have people like ask that all the time. But I'm here trying to make sure that we have blood on the shelves in case you ever need it, Michelle. That's That's our job, because a lot of people that need blood are premature babies
Hmm.
and mothers that are hemorrhaging. So this is why we do what we do. But yeah, as soon as the doctor clears you and you want to come in and donate, you can go to your local blood bank and definitely. So if you're O neg, I mean, you are universal. Your blood can save anybody, and you can only receive O negative.
Oh, so she can only receive a certain type, right?
Yes. So she will need other O negative donors to donate in case she ever needs it.
But she can donate to others.
She can donate to
It's almost
others.
like you can help more people that they can help you, right? It's like
Yes.
that sucks.
Yes. That, yeah, but she's got the most rare blood. She really does. So I wonder what you have, and I wonder what your family has. That's interesting.
Is it connected to bloodline and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, you want to ask Mama D
Yeah, I
and
have to
get
ask her.
yeah, get
Um,
Marshall and everybody in
but
there.
speaking of plasma, though,
Yes,
convalescent, we need to
yes,
go get Corona first, right?
yes,
Okay. Mm.
yes. So that's where we're at right now. So anyone who has recovered, who has already and wants to donate, go to your clinic, to your doctor, whoever you saw that gave you your positive result. Um, get another test done so that we know it's negative. I believe it's a nasal swab.
Yeah.
Once you're cleared, you're good to go, and
Okay.
you
Hold
can
on. Let me
donate.
mute this video out.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. And yes, and you can go in and donate, and you will be helping so many people recover that have not been as lucky as you were to survive and to beat this.
So, how long does it take to do this type of stuff?
So it takes anywhere between, depending on, I mean, everyone's different because everyone's blood flows differently. So it could be between 25 minutes to 50 minutes, depending on how it flows. We do have a machine. It's called an Alex machine or an apheresis. If you see in the video there, you can see that it's taking out your blood. The machine is actually separating it through some sort of like centrifuge machine, but
Okay.
it does separate the blood and the plasma
Oh, so
to
it's doing
give
it
you your
right
full
then and
blood.
there, right?
Yeah,
And you give
yeah,
us back our blood?
yes,
Oh, that's nice of you. That's
yep.
plasma
And
right there, right?
there you go, and that's plasma. So some people can donate up to 4 bags, and you can donate every like 7 days or every 5 days or something like that. Yeah, so it's not just a one-time thing. You can donate every couple of days.
And okay, so but there's a timeline after about 4 weeks after being cleared of COVID or something like that. Your those antibodies go down, right?
Um, it depends on where they started. So it could be longer. It could be longer than 4 weeks. It could go all the way up to, 4 months. It could be, I mean, this is still a process where we're all learning. So it could be even longer
Hmm.
that we want these people coming in, because, some antibodies are better than none at all for the donors that are still in the hospital.
I'm looking up at pictures and stuff like that about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, when you're going into to donate COVID, I mean, to donate convalescent plasma, there is social distancing being utilized. The staff is very, very well prepared. They've got their masks, their gloves. The social distancing, you're separated, every so many feet from everybody else.
Right.
It's definitely a safe environment.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get this camera going.
um,
And is there certain hours during the day that you guys do this?
so it's our business hours. So here in South Texas, it's from like, goodness, 8:30 to 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Sometimes we're
Mm-hmm.
open on weekends. And I'm sure the same goes for Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast,
I'll
yeah.
check right now, but yeah, they probably have their own times over there in Houston. And there's several locations. If I saw this correctly, there's several locations.
Let me see here. We're looking at their
We've
page
even got an
now.
800 number.
Oh, check this out. Look on the screen if you can.
Hmm. Okay,
Her husband.
awesome.
So what would that make their kids?
Um, you know what? It's a toss-up. I hope that they're Oneg.
Wait, how early could a kid start donating blood?
Oh, you know what? Great question, Jerry. So, um, our FDA basically mandates that if they're 16 years old, they can donate with mom's permission, with a parental permission,
Right.
okay, or a legal guardian. 17 and over, they can donate without anyone's permission. But
Okay.
16-year-olds do need to have a legal guardian's signature.
I remember donating in high school, right?
Yes.
And did we have?
Yep.
I forgot. Did we have to get a permission from our parents at that time, like a signed thing? I mean, that was in the '90s.
You should have. Yes.
Because it was in like in an alleyway with some guy that just says, "Give me your blood," and he just poked.
Yeah.
Was that legal?
That's very different than what we're doing now.
Okay, maybe that. I'm gonna have to find out what the hell that was.
I don't know where you were hanging out at, Jerry. I'm afraid to
This
ask.
is Houston. This is how we grow up here. All right. There's several locations, and obviously you could check with them to see what.
Yeah, look at
But
that.
first, this is very important. You have to have had COVID and fought it and defeated it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That
Yes.
is key.
And a negative result.
And you have to go back and get tested, right?
Yes. Yeah. Wherever you got the positive result for, you can go back and they'll retest you
But they charge
and
it in a
just
lot
let
of
them.
places. So if you paid once and you were positive and you go back 2 weeks later and you're negative, you have to pay again, do you know? I mean, I know
If
everything's
you,
different.
so I know we had that happen recently, and they were able to go back, and we had the same thing, and they said, listen, if you wait 21 days from when you had the positive test, then you're good. You just need to take your positive results, your paperwork, into the clinic, and then that's good enough. So instead of the 14 days with a negative result, then you wait the 21 or the 28, whatever your local blood bank is asking, and you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but great question. So, but yes, we do want people who have beat COVID-19 to go in and donate wherever they're at. Houston, Dallas, El Paso, anywhere in the U.S. I mean, it doesn't matter. So all of the blood banks are FDA regulated. So our blood and plasma and platelets are being sent to local hospitals. They are specifically used to save lives. They're used for cancer patients, for preemies, for moms, for new moms, all types of transfusions of diseases and illnesses that people are fighting in the hospital, organ transplants, open heart surgery, gallbladder. I mean, you name it, there's always a
And
demand. All the time.
with elective surgery start up again, you guys are going to get busy again or have a higher demand now, right?
Well, so that's interesting. That is really, really interesting. So elective surgeries are being allowed to start again, but they are doing those in phases. So it's only going to be so many because they can't just like open the doors and say, okay, we're going to get everybody in. What happens if we get another wave of COVID-19?
I think that's possible. Very much so.
Yeah, sure. Any of that is possible. So if you open up the hospital doors to say, hey, we're going to do this, then we just really don't know. So they're going to start doing them in small waves and only doing so many at a time.
Yeah.
For that specific reason, because there has to be enough beds in the hospital for anything else that may happen. We can't just say we're going to bring in all the electives. We still have to be prepared for the unknown, for car accidents, for shootings, for another wave of COVID-19. And then of course, you have to make sure that you have enough, the doctor staff and the nurses, all of our heroes that are working in the medical industry, to be working and to be healthy.
Right.
So what happens is that we hope that businesses and anybody will say, you know what, we do want to start going in to donate. The last time I donated, was in high school. Jerry,
Yeah.
when was the last time
High school.
you donated?
High school. There's a question for
Yeah.
you.
John Crenshaw. Why does this name sound familiar, Jerry?
You know Jeff, that's his brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, got it. Can a can a donor select the hospital their blood goes to? For example, can I choose for my blood to go to the Children's Hospital? Um, that is a tough one because when people donate, um, that's a yes and a no. If you're going to donate and you want it to go to a certain hospital, that has to be done through your specific physician, and they have to retrieve your blood in a certain way, in a certain facility, get it tested to go directly to that hospital, and even more specifically for another donor. But there is a process where that can be done. How the process works, it's lengthy, but that has to be a question specifically for that patient's physician. The blood banks, the way that we work is that you come in and you donate. That blood gets sent to all of the hospitals that we service and we supply. So Gulf Coast, I believe they're the only blood bank in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So all of their blood would probably go specifically to all of the hospitals in the Houston area, unless any of those hospitals are receiving blood from somewhere else. So a good question would be, hey, where does that specific children's hospital get their blood from? Does it come from Gulf Coast? Do they have it coming from somewhere else? But yes, you can, but you have to do it specifically through that patient's physician, and then they can guide you on how you're going to do that.
Why would a person want to only go to children's hospital? Is it just because he wants to help children or something? Or is there an ethical reason? Or
that's a question for him. Maybe he knows somebody that has a child that has cancer and is, I don't know. Ask. Is there a reason that you specifically want that to go there?
John doesn't like adults. He's tired of adults. He wants to only help children. He feels his something like that.
Well,
how about go ahead.
Some people have this desire to say, like, I want to donate, but I wanted to go to this child at this hospital, or it's my nephew, or it's my best friend's kid, or my neighbor's child that is dealing with cancer, leukemia. Mm-hmm. There's different reasons that somebody may want to, and that is a very valid reason. And it's a good question. But when someone donates blood, it's a very, very selfless act.
Yeah.
They donate because
for a lot of reasons, probably too.
Yeah, you're donating today. So say today's Friday, you donated today. That blood has to be tested for 72 hours. So your blood is going to be saving someone's life come Monday. We don't know what's going to happen Monday. We don't know if John's going to be in a car accident on Monday, or his neighbor, or his mom, or family, or Jeff, or anybody. Mm-hmm. You are doing something to replenish the shelves. So maybe they know somebody that's a child and that's been receiving blood through cancer treatments for many weeks and many months. That blood that's on the shelves still needs to be replenished by somebody else who's willing to do it with just an open and gracious heart as a gift to save that life. But that's a great question. He may want it to go specifically because he knows somebody there that is right. Struggling. And imagine the feeling knowing, like, hey, I donated and it went to, like, my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
But that same feeling can come from, hey, there was a stranger that donated and saved my nephew's life. Didn't even know him, but he donated 3 days before my nephew even needed it and saved his life.
Have you had some, I want to avoid using the word crazy as a negative, but some outlandish questions that you honestly had to answer about blood, like concerns and questions?
Yeah,
let's hear something. Questions. Let's hear something.
Sure.
Let's hear one.
You want to hear the bits? Okay, so we always have people that ask because technology changes and over the years, and people have always asked, can I donate if I have a tattoo? Okay. You can donate if you had a tattoo, as long as it was done at a licensed parlor here in the U.S.
A lot of people travel and get that stuff. They still can't donate?
Yes, they can, as long as it's been over 12 months.
Oh, okay. I follow.
If you had it done in Mexico or Spain or Italy or
In
overseas,
Cancun or something like
yep, that's Mexico. You gotta
that.
wait 12 months, Jerry.
I don't have any
Or whatever.
tattoos, so I'm all right. Okay, maybe one.
So, no, yeah, you do have to wait 12 months if it was done overseas. If it was done in the U.S., you can, even like if it's been 3 days, as long as it's not infected, you can. If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetic, you can still donate.
What about AIDS? That's a controversial one, right?
So no, you do not want to donate if you have AIDS.
I have no
Even
idea, but I've heard stories online about controversy about that.
yeah, no. So if somebody donated and didn't even know that they had any type of STD or disease, that's what that 3 day testing period is for.
Yeah.
We're testing it, and if something like that happens, the blood is destroyed, disposed of properly immediately, and the donor is contacted.
So someone can come in with a disease, and they don't have no idea that you're going to call them and tell, hey, bad news, right?
Yeah,
You guys have to do that.
yeah, they're notified. They'll get a letter, they'll get a call, or they'll get a letter that says give us a call or something to that effect. But they're notified. We have donors that have received a letter and they're like, "Whoa, I got a letter. I don't want to open it. I'm afraid. I'm nervous." But when you're donating blood, you're also getting like a little mini
Yeah,
health
that's where I
visit.
was curious. You're almost getting that little checkup.
Yeah, you are. You're getting your cholesterol checked and all these different levels. So, for example, we have donors that say, "I got a letter in the mail." That's what made me know that my cholesterol was through the
Oh,
roof.
so you guys let us know about that?
Yeah, yeah, we'll let you know, and even better, you can log into your account. You log in, you create your donor profile, you log in, and every time you donate, you can see what your weight was, what your cholesterol, what your counts were here and there. You can keep track of all of that.
And what about
You
if you're
can
pregnant?
so so there's questions that are asked before they donate, like is there a possibility, the date of your last menstrual, things like that. Now, if the test comes back and they're pregnant, there's going to be something off in their results and they would be contacted.
So you could tell some, hey, you're
Well, I
pregnant.
wouldn't tell them, but they would receive a letter.
How about that? That's probably what you're
John,
saying.
John, you're absolutely right. It costs you zero to donate blood. You're saving up to 24 premature babies' lives. You're saving up to 6 adult lives, and you're getting a little free mini checkup. Absolutely.
So what are some of the
And
things that
snacks.
what are some of the things that you screen for so that it's almost like this a wellness check?
So
Cholesterol.
there's cholesterol, there's your iron, there's your blood pressure, there's your temperature, there's your white blood count, and there's like a whole range. And I don't have it on me right
Sure.
now, but once you log in, I think it's like 13 different types of screenings that are done that you can log in as the donor when you've created your profile.
Hmm.
And you can look at, and you can kind of, hey, I've gotten better. Hey, I changed my diet, or
Oh, that's true. You
gosh,
can see how you're doing, right?
yeah. You can even go back to the very first time you donated and it pulls in all your data. You can say, wow, look at what was going on. Like what was going on in my life then my cholesterol is really
Yeah,
good. And then
that's
like,
true.
hey, something changed. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
So
what's
Jerry, when was the last time you donated?
um
I just noticed my COVID-19 nails.
oh yeah, you look at mine. I have my COVID hair. Look at this.
I have my COVID
Your
hair
hair
too.
looks nice. Girls look good with their long hair, but a guy who needs to trim it because he's getting older, yeah, come on. Look at this. Do you chew your nails or something?
No, but what's happening is that since my shellac is coming off, they get brittle. And listen, I don't know, whoever decided that liquor stores are more important
I
than
know
beauty.
you were telling me that.
Yeah, we are not friends right now.
Hey, so the country or the state of Texas opened up kind of today. Are you gonna go celebrate going out, or are you staying in?
You know what? We are actually going out. Gosh, that's a tough one. So,
Damn.
so my oldest son is like, no, you're not going anywhere.
I would listen to him.
He's like dead set, you're not going anywhere. Mom, nope, nope, nope. And I'm kind of like, I need a drink.
That's what liquor
And
stores are for.
I don't make them the same way they do at this restaurant.
Okay. Wait,
So
what's your favorite drink?
cucumber martini.
Let's look that up. Let's go to this. This is
No,
part
no,
of
no, no, no.
cucumber martini. Look at this classiness. Oh, that looks refreshing as hell.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, you know what? Can you guys mix a happy hour with blood drives? And if you haven't, can you start that and call it Jerry's donation drive?
There you go.
And they check your blood alcohol levels, so you know.
Hey, so that's another good question. So we will have donors that say, "Hey, I was drinking last night. Can I donate
Oh,
today?"
interesting.
Yeah. So oddly enough, if even if you were drinking yesterday, as long as you're like sober today, like it just seems to make your blood run
Have you
faster.
had people come in drunk?
I have not seen
Oh, that'd
people
be a great
coming
story.
drunk, but maybe I just wasn't that observant. I don't know. But they do get interviewed in the private booth with our technicians, and our technicians are very, very good at what they do. Um, their feelers are like out all the time. They're asking the right questions. They're like your body language. They're excellent at what they do, as I'm sure every technician and phlebotomist is at every blood bank because they've seen it and they've heard it all. They really have.
What
And
about,
so, yeah.
can you donate blood if you do any drugs?
So those are not questions that we ask in our interview. We don't ask, like, when was the last time you had alcohol or any kind of drug or extracurricular activity like that. Those are not part of our questions. If something, yeah, they're not
Is it
part of our
because
questions.
that's controversial or is it because it's not important?
Not that it's not important, but our job is to collect the blood. And once we collect the blood, that is tested and that is processed and cleaned, and our technology just does its magic
Right.
and we get what we need.
Yeah, and if you do a drug and it doesn't, and your blood still turns out fine, we're not going to be worried about it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't ask those questions. If somebody asks me
What about
anything
sex
like that,
life?
okay, sure.
Not yours, the people when you
You can
screen
have,
them. What?
no, they're allowed to have sex. That's not
Well,
a,
yeah, but what do you ask them? What do you ask? I'm curious.
no, there are a couple of questions that are part of the interview process, and the donors can either continue with the questionnaire in the process to donate, or they can self-defer based off whatever questions they may have concerns with.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes.
Have you had anyone faint not because of the blood transfusion or whatever, or blood donating, but just the freaking out about a needle or
Yeah.
blood?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's reactions all the time.
But
So
that's
people
awesome
have,
that they still came in. They should have known that about themselves, right?
well, no. So sometimes, so it's different. We have donors who have had a reaction, even if they've donated 4 or 5 times in the past. So one of the things that we always tell everyone is have a good meal before you donate, first and
Okay.
foremost.
But that's
Drink plenty of water.
that's a reaction of not a mental reaction, but a physical reaction, right?
That's a physical reaction. So when we have our blood drives at places, we will always have snacks. And we're at schools, I bring tacos, we bring pizza.
What,
We're
you have
feeding them.
tacos at your blood drives? I only had a
Yeah.
cookie and orange juice and on your way. What?
No, we have breakfast tacos, we have tacos a la mexicana, papas con huevo. huevos con tocino, frijoles, and I
That's
mean,
so
you name
valid.
it. You see why? You see,
Yeah, okay.
John, why not donate? And you're gonna get food and breakfast, right?
But he still wants his to
Um,
go to a children's hospital. He's very
he
picky.
still does. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's it's everyone's preference. But no, so our main thing is we definitely want people to have a meal before they donate. You're going to feel so much better. And of course we have chips and cookies and stuff like that there as well, and water. But to have the best reaction and just to feel good and so that you're not lightheaded or anything, have a good meal. It's just first and foremost, we always say have a good meal, and we should be good. But you were asking, like, do people mentally psych themselves
Yes.
into freaking out? Yes. Or if they see somebody that has a reaction because they didn't eat, then you have other people that are like starting to like, oh my God, what happened? And we just try to keep everyone calm.
Right.
We make sure that we get the partitions, we cover that donor so that there's privacy. This way, all the other people are not watching.
Freaking out.
It's about the privacy and freaking out because we don't want other people to get nervous and then they're going to freak out and have a reaction.
There's another question that just came up to me. What type of identification do you have to be an immigrant? I mean, you have to be an American citizen? Can you be from anywhere?
So no, obviously, if you're a U.S. Citizen, then you just bring your Texas ID, driver's license, and if they're 16, a school ID with parents' permission is fine. But if you are a resident, and if you have your resident card, and that works.
And if you're illegal, what if you're completely
illegal? As long
illegal?
as you're legal.
What if you're illegal?
Undocumented, no, you cannot
okay,
donate.
there you go.
Yeah, no, you cannot donate. You have to have.
Have you had undocumented people try though?
We do.
And you just send them on their way.
We just let them know, thank you for wanting to donate. We appreciate it, but these are our policies and procedures. And once they're documented and everything, please come back. We would love for you to donate, but it's just policy and procedure,
Sure.
That we follow.
Okay.
It's not my rule, but
Any other unique questions that come about that you're like, oh my God, someone asked that?
Ooh.
But let's hear a crazy one. You don't have to tell us who said it.
No, we have things come up all the time. One of the ones that are when we talk about policies that have changed. So there was a policy where donors could not carry their weapons into into the facility
Texas.
and onto our premises. Yeah. So now they can.
Has a gun ever fired on accident?
No, not that I've ever heard or have ever seen. But no, we have a lot of donors that are very happy now that the signs have come down and they're now allowed to carry, at our blood bank.
Oh, they're not allowed to now.
They are allowed to.
Oh, they are allowed to. Okay.
Yes, before they would have to put them like in a lockbox and put them away while they're donating, but now they can carry.
Okay. That's such a Texas thing.
Yeah, well, look at what I was doing today on my day off.
Oh, can we show them?
Sure.
Let's go to Facebooks. Let me pull it up. Or Sonia, we're gonna wrap up. If people want to get more information, do you guys have a page or some type of group that they can find or connect with you, people like you, professionals?
Sure, absolutely. So our website is vitalent.org, and your local blood bank is Gulf Coast Regional. We are on Facebook, which is Vitalent Rio Grande Valley. I am on LinkedIn under Sonia Guajardo Partida. I am on Facebook in case anybody wants to get information on hosting a blood drive here in the Valley or in Houston. You can reach out to Gulf Coast and definitely reach out and just let them know that, hey, I want to talk to one of your recruiters and I want to host a blood drive at my business, or my brother passed away or my dad is fighting cancer and we want to do a replenishment drive. Mm-hmm. Guys, it doesn't matter to me where you're from. I can't stress enough how important it is to give back. This selfless act can save so many lives.
I'm showing a video of you shooting. Is that your first time shooting? Was that AR?
That was my first time shooting an AR-15. Yes, it was. I shot several different today. Um, but yeah, that was my first time with an AR-15 and it was pretty amazing.
And did you feel the power of it? Like it's like, oh my god, this is just so much power, right?
Yes. So I surprisingly did really well with the AR-15 and I did really well with the 9 millimeter. I hit the bullseye with the 9 millimeter. I was like, bam, like I think I hit 4 bullseyes.
Do you guys do you conceal carry or something like that?
Um, I do not. So we do not allow, I mean, as far as
Oh, with
me
work,
as an
right?
employee, right, right. But this is outside of work. So,
This isn't work
uh,
training.
right, right. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look at you. Look at it. There it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I was so proud. I
Man,
was like, I'm not going home unless I hit the bullseye. And everybody was like, look, we're professionals and we don't even hit the bullseye. And I'm like, no, I'm like, I just have to. I'm, I got to do it.
I'm telling you, you look like those novelas with those narcos, so the women narcos.
No,
Let me look that
no,
up.
I do not.
Women
No, I do not.
narcos
I
Mexico.
do not search that. And
Oh, there you are.
oh my
Beautiful
God.
and deadly. Can we put with gun?
No, do not put
There it is. That's what I'm thinking.
you crazy.
Man, so yeah,
Jerry, it's always a pleasure.
in
It's
finishing up,
always a
is there
pleasure.
anything that you would like to add, and especially now that Texas is opening up?
Um, we just always want to remind everybody to be healthy. I think everything that, we're learning right now is stuff that we learned in kindergarten. Keep your hands to yourself, keep your hands out of your
Sneeze,
mouth, cover your mouth, wash your hands often. Um, it's, it almost sounds like it's repetitive and going back, but it's safe. It's about being safe and healthy.
Do you think the
And
hug and the handshake's going to come back?
you know what? I hope so. I I am all about being social and being personal, and I think it's just my personality and my characteristics that it's just so genuine. I see somebody,
Right.
and my first reaction is like, "Hey, how are you?" It's just who we are. I'm not saying that I would never do like a fist pump. I mean, but why do a fist pump if I can just kind of like, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah.
Or hey,
What's your
hand
salute
wave.
nowadays? How are you meeting people? I was doing the fist pump, and.
If it's somebody that I know that's already wearing their mask and is being cautious, I'm saying hi. Like normally we would hug, but
Right.
hello. Um, I just, but some people that I know, we just like, hey, this is, like,
It's a new normal, huh?
yeah, it is, and it's strange, it's different.
It's very
I
strange.
hope it is, isn't it?
It feels like we're in a Twilight movie, some type of psychological thriller.
Yeah. How are you handling it over there?
Hey, this is not about me. It's about you. I'm doing fine. We're doing fine. We prepared well in ahead of time. So much so that we were made fun of, probably. Those
Mhm.
people, preppers. We were not a prepper, but I just, I was, my position is that the information coming from China, and my understanding of China was not exactly the truth, and we're going to pay a bigger price because of that, and we are probably. So prepared. I've been pretty much a homebody for the last couple of years, not traveling as much. So I have a lot of hobbies, a lot of businesses and stuff that I do around my house. So it's like I'm being forced to do what
Yeah.
I normally do anyway.
Yeah. I noticed that wall behind you. That's new. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is the pallet wall. This is my mom's calling me on my other phone.
Hi, Mama D.
I'm using my cell phone on that camera, but watch. And you know what? I just hung up on her. She's gonna call me back. How dare you hang up on your mother.
Let's see. Let's see if
Watch,
she
watch,
does.
just see if she does it. And I thought I turned off notifications because I have two phones, right? And that's another one. But yeah, palette wall. It's I like it. It accents really well. We have all
Yeah.
these cameras. Look, let me show you another camera here. We have let's see, we have this one here, which is a little bit much more nicer, but the
Yeah.
angle. This room's pretty small, and so, but yeah, we've been pretty well here.
Love
Let's
it.
see. I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna still play precautious in the next.
Yeah.
I think it's still gonna keep on going.
All right. Well, maybe you can send me a couple of cucumber martini recipes. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. But
Be careful when you go out tonight, okay?
I'll try.
All
I'll
right.
try.
Wait,
Be
maybe we can
safe.
see this. Wait, real quick. Let's say mask with straw. I think you probably need to do something like this while you're out
Perfect.
there. Oh wait, let me show you on the screen. You ready? You can see
Yeah.
here. Maybe something like
Look,
that.
I'm gonna do this.
Oh, you have a mask already, right? You got a cloth one, right?
Yep.
Oh, you're prepared.
And I'm just gonna make like a little hole right here,
It's-
just so that I can put the straw, just so I can put the drink like this. Like,
you you have to have that drink. Okay, fine. You deserve it. You're
I
si-
deserve it.
Especially with you being an essential worker, because I think yours is considered essential, right?
It is.
I'm so sorry for that,
Definitely
but
is.
we appreciate your service.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you so much for your time and for helping us just share this message with the community in Houston. And if none of your viewers have had and have recovered from COVID-19, maybe they know somebody and they can share this information. And, you know, if it can help one person, I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
then we've done our part. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sonia, thank you. We'll be in contact,
You're
okay?
welcome. Thank you.
All right, bye
Bye.
there.